Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when Animal Kingdom wasn't even a park yet.
This is episode 160. What if Disney's Animal Kingdom were a cruise ship?
Or, how do you get a lion on a cruise ship?
I'm not sure you'd want to. So now please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure.
We call it Epcot.
Howdy folks, and welcome to the Epcotian Adventure. This is episode 160, and I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And I started that very different this time. I'm not sure why, but that was fun. I like doing a little different every once in a while. Speaking of different, this is the same and different. And we just did this the other day where we talked about what if Epcot were a cruise ship, and it was so much fun. We're doing it with Disney's Animal Kingdom.
If you do want to listen to that episode, that was episode 144, so it was a little more than just the other day. It feels like it was just the other day. And we did a sort of a similar one, where at least it was cruise ship themed, at episode 142, where we were talking about our predictions for the Disney Believe, which I think we're going to start hearing a little bit more about, or a lot more about, at D23, so I'm excited for that.
I know, I can't believe D23 is coming up in just a few weeks. Folks, it's August next week. That is crazy.
That's, yeah, literally crazy. So what is this episode? Rod, tell us what we're doing.
Well, what we're going to talk about is if you were to take all of the themes and all of the elements of one of the theme parks, in this case Disney's Animal Kingdom, and put that onto a cruise ship. Disney is really good about keeping that cohesiveness between the feel and the themes with the cruise ships that they have now and the theme parks. So we're just putting that, encapsulating it into Disney's Animal Kingdom as a cruise ship.
I think it's fun.
Really fun concept. This is a very much a blue sky episode, and I have a ball with these.
So we have just a couple of categories that we're going to hit. We're going to just kind of go down the line, and we haven't seen each other's answers. We will have overlapping answers because Animal Kingdom is a smaller park as far as choices. So we're going to have some overlapping stuff. So I'm excited to see what you came up with. Rod, do you want to start us off? What is the name of your ship?
Well, I came up with a couple of names, but I've settled on the Disney Harmony.
Ooh.
I think that fits perfectly with the themes of Animal Kingdom, where it's nature in harmony with man, and elements of nature being in harmony with other elements of nature.
I love that. That's really a beautiful thought. Very cool.
What was your concept for the name?
So with my name, I went with sort of the adventure idea, but we already have a Disney adventure. So I went with the Disney Journey.
Ooh, I like that.
So sort of the idea of, voyaging and moving forward. I thought it would fit a cruise ship and I was going to say Adventureland. No, the big Adventureland, Animal Kingdom, and the Animal Kingdom theme.
Yeah, my backup was the Disney Wild.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I kind of like both of those, but they go in different directions.
They do.
But
Wild to me almost sounds more, makes me think of the wilderness. So like, I guess wild animals, that works. But I was thinking more like trees and forestation and that sort of
like Frontierland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That's fun. Okay, so as we know, you can't have a theme park without an attraction. So we are going to put an attraction on the cruise ship. And which one did you go with?
Well, I went with the Flight of Passage from the Avatar area at Animal Kingdom. And my concept for this is kind of like I talked about with Epcot, where you would have individual pods with a small 4 or 8 or 12 person simulator that would take you into the Flight of Passage film from Avatar.
I love that.
So it's a scaled down version of the same attraction. And you could choose to maybe do some animation changes. Maybe you even have some elements of the open ocean. So something from the newer film. I mean, you already have that with Flight of Passage, but since you're out on the open ocean, maybe extend that.
That would be super cool. That's a fun idea. I like that. And it's sort of like the flagship ride right now. It's the fancy ride at Animal Kingdom. So replicating that on the cruise ship is really fun. I like that. I went with the idea that they have on the Adventure right now, which is putting a coaster on there. And so I put a coaster on the top deck, and I'm going to have it called Escape from the Yeti. So sort of Expedition Everest themed. Of course, it's outside. You're probably in the Bahamas. It's going to be sweltering. You're not going to be thinking that it's snow, but with some theming, we could do it. So I think it would be fun.
I like that. You could make them look like snowmobiles because that type of coaster already has that kind of look.
Right.
And much like the water attractions that they have, the water slides that go through the tunnel.
Yes.
You could put Harold in there or Betty. Either
It would
one.
have to be Betty.
Harold, of course, from Matterhorn at Disneyland, and Betty from Everest
Betty
at
the
Animal
Yeti.
Kingdom.
It would have to be Betty, for
Ooh,
sure.
okay, I like that idea.
You could have some sound so it actually sounds like you're being chased by the Yeti. So I think that would be kind of fun.
I love it.
So next up, as we all know, the most important feature on a cruise ship, the dining.
Food.
Hey! So on Disney Cruise Line, you do have 3 different restaurants that you do rotational dining, so you get to experience all of those. And on the Wish class ships, we've seen one that's based on a film, one that's based on Marvel, and then one that is 1923, which is the year that the Walt Disney Company was founded and is sort of a classic feel with a lot of animation elements. So, Rod, what would you do as dining?
Well, I think the main dining, so the main themed dining on this would need to be Zootopia. So you're bringing in elements of the show from Animal Kingdom, but you're also bringing in a big themed environment that looks kind of like Zootopia does at Shanghai. So this would fit in with the new Zootopia Better Together film that's in the Tree of Life.
I love that.
What was your idea?
Mine is the film-based one. I got very excited because I thought it would be so cool to have an Encanto-based dining show. However, I said that for the Believe on our episode. So, and honestly, I think that would be the ideal show. So if we're going to assume that they didn't put on the Believe, we're going to put it on our Animal Kingdom ship, and we're going to do an Encanto-based dining experience.
I love this idea so much because I love the feel of that film, and the food is such a big part of it.
And the music.
Yes. Oh my
So to
gosh,
have
yes.
that as the musical show, I think would be, dinner show would be so much fun. I also think that instead of Marvel on this one, that they could do a Pandora-based restaurant.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
because Pandora is
heavens, it's a
huge
Thule
at Animal
canteen.
Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There you go.
So I think that would be a good... And then, of course, probably they would keep 1923 because they keep replicating that on every ship.
Which makes sense because it harkens back to the original animation and the original concept for Disney being Walt and Roy. I mean, I love that.
Yeah, and the animation inside that they're showing, like the maquettes and the cells and all the different things from the different animated films, they keep changing those out for different ones on each ship. So I think that would be a really fun one still to keep.
Okay, in that same vein then, what would be your specialty lounge?
Ooh, okay, lounges. So for the one that is like off the lobby, so the one that would be like Hyperspace Lounge on the Wish or some of those like really niche ones, I went with Safari. So Kilimanjaro based so that all of the windows you're looking out over the savannah. And I think that would be so much fun and have the animals come by, and you could even have a giraffe jam there where the giraffe can get down and look in the window.
I love that idea.
I think it could be really, really fun.
That's awesome.
And that is my favorite part of Animal Kingdom, so it has to go somewhere. And you're not going to bring a giraffe on board, so one would hope. What did you do, Rod?
I stole one from an existing lounge, and since Indiana Jones is coming in, we're bringing Jock Lindsay's bar from Disney Springs onto the ship.
I put that as my pub option. So
okay.
yes.
Well, then that leads into the next one. Your pub option would be Jock Lindsay's.
It would be indie based. It wouldn't have to be a replica of Jock Lindsay's, but something Indiana Jones based. So treasure everywhere and maps and, guys with swords trying, no, maybe not. But indie based.
Right. Well, yeah, and mine was just simply bringing over the Nomad Lounge because you're not going to get any better than that. So
So true. I put the Nomad Lounge as my piano bar option.
Yeah.
So it has that sort of chill atmosphere. There's so many great lounges on board these Disney ships, so you can't go wrong, but Nomad has to have representation.
So what would be your specialty merch that you would bring on board?
This one was trickier for me because I think that there's a lot of opportunity to bring over some of the specialty, like African art that they have, both at Animal Kingdom Lodge and at the park. And I think that would be a really cool way to go. But I think you could also expand that a little bit more and do like a World Bazaar feel. So, obviously you're going to have your typical Disney merch. You have to have the spirit jerseys. You have to have the lounge flies for the ship. But to have the other store or another store somewhere else on board, that could be more of a World Bazaar. So you're having the fabrics, and I don't know that you could actually have fabrics and spices and stuff for sale, but that sort of idea, that feel, I think would be really neat. What did you do for yours?
Well, I went simple. I said the hand-carved animals that you see all over for sale in the Africa section, specifically of Disney's Animal Kingdom, would be the highlight, or the way of bringing in logo merch for the ship, but with a very unique flair. Not just having the basic Disney type of merch, but having very specialized, having a carver on board, having a weaver on board, somebody who does something right there on board. As you're in the lobby, you would see demonstrations then of the African art being put together and created. Very similar to what you see at Animal Kingdom Lodge and at Animal Kingdom itself.
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. So next up, since you just mentioned the lobby, who would be your lobby statue?
Ooh, this was a hard one. I bounced back and forth between a couple, but I settled with Pocahontas.
Ooh!
Because it goes with the Harmony as the name.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Would she have like leaves swirling around her?
Oh, of course, you have to.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That's really good.
And then the chandelier would be this Tree of Life.
Oh, wow.
Almost like a baobab tree where it's upside down.
That would be super cool.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. Yeah, Disney Artisans, get on this because I want to see this now.
Which one was yours?
I got very excited to put Moana and Pua in the lobby, and then I realized I did that on the Believe. So I switched it up, and I'm going to put Mirabelle in the lobby.
She was my backup.
I
love that.
Love
idea.
it. I think that would be a great one. And she's sort of princess adjacent, but not a princess. And she's just sort of like every girl. I love Mirabelle so much, and I think she would make a great lobby statue.
All right, who is going to be on the stern?
Ooh, okay.
So this is outside the ship. If you're not familiar with the Disney Cruise Lines, all the boats have characters hanging off the back of the ship, either painting or doing something to create the signage that you see at the back.
Which I think is adorable. And they're like 3D characters. They're not just like painted on. They're doing the painting on the ship. So they're 3D. They're so cute. So I have two answers. One is the one that I think that they would do, but one is the right answer. So the one that I think is a possibility would be Timon and Pumbaa. I think that would be super cute. It would be fun. They're very adventurous and they're very Animal Kingdom representative. I think that would be great. But the right answer would be Chip and Dale in their dino costumes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm not even going to give you mine. That's perfect. Well, I had two on here as well. And mine, if it were going to be the Wild, it was going to be Nick and Judy from Zootopia.
Oh, fun.
Because Nick Wilde. But since it's the Harmony...
Is he painting an E at the end?
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Funny.
I hadn't thought of that. No, but because it's the Harmony, we're going with Rafiki and Timon.
Ooh.
You said that would have been...
Yeah, I did Timon and Pumbaa, which
yeah.
is the more classic pair. But Rafiki is one of my favorite Disney characters ever. I love that he would be on there.
Yeah.
And he could be using his thumb to paint like he does the mane on Simba.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
that would be sweet. All right, so last but not least, you have to have Disney shows on board. There's always the Broadway style entertainment that offsets the rotational dining. So you're either in a show or you're at dinner in the evening. So Rod, what would your show or shows be?
Well, there's several shows that we could look at from Animal Kingdom that you could just translate over, but the one I'm bringing over is an extended version of the brand new Zootopia Better Together, but Zootopia Live.
I love it.
So instead of doing this as you would see a show where you've got the animated heads, or how do I say this? Friends of the... So in other words, right now when you see shows with Mickey and Minnie, you see the articulated heads where you actually see Mickey and Minnie speaking.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they speak?
Well, of course. My version of this would look more like Animal Kingdom's version of the Lion King show, or the Broadway version. So you would have humans being Nick and Judy.
That's cute.
I think it would lend itself better towards, I think, this type of a show. And I think it would be really fun to have people do those animated characters.
Now, follow-up question. Zootopia is not a musical. Would they have to make it into a musical, or would this be a non-musical show?
No, it'd be a musical. There'd be stuff from the new show, and then music by the same person. I can never say his name right. I said it right. Giacano, I think is how. Yeah, he did the music, the background music for Zootopia and Zootopia 2, and fantastic vibe. And have him actually come up with new songs.
And Shakira.
Oh yes, and of course Shakira. You would have to Try Everything and Zoo.
Of course.
Both of those would have to be part of it as well. There's enough music, I think, already that exists that you could have at least half the show and then build new ones for this show.
That would be really fun. I, of course, agreed with your first statement, and you'd have to bring the Lion King over as one of the nights for the show. I mean, you have to.
Yeah, it would. It's a must.
And for my other one, so my idea, I went old school, both animation and park-wise. And I'm going to say that they do a live-action version of the Jungle Book.
Oh, I love that idea. Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
So not only does it fit the Asia section of Animal Kingdom, but it's classic Disney music. And a lot of people may not remember that a show called Journey into the Jungle Book actually opened that theater at Animal Kingdom. So that was only from 98 to 99. I don't know why they stopped it. I don't really remember the show very much.
I remember seeing it once, and it was okay, but I know they replaced it with Tarzan, which was that was a bigger hit, I think, at the time. So I think maybe that's why they did that.
And Tarzan also has fantastic music. I mean, that would make a great show, too. Why not? Bring Tarzan over, too. But yeah, I think that would be super fun. So one last thing that I thought of that was not a category, but I just happened to think of it. I don't know how many of the old school ships have this, but it's a little different on the Wish class. So going back to, we're getting ready to go on the Fantasy, and they have a thing that is like an onboard scavenger hunt. And I think that would be a really fun element to bring to the Animal Kingdom ship and have it be like safari based. So you're going and you're searching for different artwork of the animals, and when you find it, you click on the thing and it comes to life, just like it does for the character search. And there are different versions of this, and I think that one would be really fun to do, like a safari based. But then you could also have one that's more kid friendly, that is Winnie the Pooh going on an expedition.
Now what do we do next?
We are all going on an expedition.
Going on an expedition? I don't think I've ever been on one of those. What are we going to do on this expedition?
Expedition, silly old bear.
Oh, I like that.
And I think that could be really super cute.
Oh, I'm going to throw a third version out, though.
Oh, do.
Because in Zootopia 2, Bellwether escapes, so you need to look around the ship to find her.
Oh, I love that. Yes, please. And one other stray thought. On the old class ships, they did interior rooms with virtual portholes. And how fun would it be to have a virtual window onto the savannah so that you have like that outdoor feel, but instead of being porthole based, you are savannah based. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh, I love that idea. Well, folks, that is what it would look like if Disney's Animal Kingdom were on the high seas as a cruise ship. Where did we get it right? Where did we get it wrong? Let us know. We'd love to know your ideas. But I would love to see this boat.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I really would.
Oh, you know what else? This is their chance. They could do the Aqua Mouse, and this is their chance to get Kali River Rapids right.
You might be onto something there. Before we go, we always have to thank the Phoenicians, so thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, share, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23. Thanks for joining us today for episode 160 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you aboard the high seas.
Bye.
Thank the Phoenicians.
Time is just flying. There's got to be a country song or an Eagles song, I think, isn't it? Time keeps on slipping into the future. No.
Something like that.
No. Steve Miller. I'm just going to pull that.
Just pull that. Is that a country song?
What's a country song? And it wasn't the Eagles.